Okay. Okay, y'all. I was nervous about this season just because I didn't really know a lot of these people. I don't know a lot of these people, so I didn't know how I would like it, if I would enjoy it. This season is 10s across the board. Clap it up. Clap it up for them. This was a really, really good opening. Let's talk about the Traitors, episodes 1, 2, and 3. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. We are here to talk the Traitors US season 3. We're gonna talk episodes 1, 2, and 3, all up in here, all together. It was really, really good. I really enjoyed this season opener. Like I said, I was nervous because I don't really know these people, but this was very enjoyable. So before we get started, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave your comments down below about episodes 1, 2, and 3. So much happened, so much to talk about. Before we get started, let's meet the cast. All right, so this is the picture that I found on Instagram. I understand that some of these people's names are spelled wrong, and I think some of the names are wrong, but we're going to roll with it, okay? So first up at the top row, starting from how you read, left to right, we have Danielle from Big Brother. We have Brittany from Big Brother. Apparently, Brittany crossed Danielle, so there's tension, okay? Then we have Carolyn from Survivor. I don't know about her. Carolyn is stressing me out. Carolyn makes me uncomfortable because she's too fidgety. She do too much moving and twitching and shit. So then we have Ayan from the Real Housewives of Dubai. Gabby is from Bachelor Nation. Dolores is from the Housewives of New Jersey. We have Robin from Housewives of Potomac. Dorinda is from the Housewives of... Is she New Jersey, New York? She's from the East Coast. We have Chrishell from Selling Sunset. Chrishell, I'm going to let Chrishell have it. We have Sierra from Summer House, not the black one, but the original Summer House. Nikki is from WWE. We have Bob, the drag queen. He is from RuPaul's Drag Race. We then have Jeremy and Tony are both from Survivors. Apparently, Tony crossed Jeremy, so Jeremy ended up losing. So they got a little something going on, but they're trying to play it cool. We have Boston Rob from Survivor. I feel like I'm going to get to it later, but I feel like Rob is somebody that got a little too much dip on their chip for me. You are not that dude like you think. At least not in here. Now, I don't watch Survivor, so maybe he is that dude, but I guess. We then have Dylan, who is Zac Efron's brother. Imagine the horror of that being your name tag. What else does Dylan do? He has them eyes that Zac Efron has, those like really pretty yet creepy blue eyes. I don't trust people with that color blue eye, truth be told. We have Ivor, who is from the royal family, or he's like a cousin to the king. He Charles and them cousin. We have Wells from Bachelor Nation. Don't like Wells. We have Bob H from The Biggest Loser. We have Sam, Britney Spears' ex. Why is Sam on here? Like, what is the purpose of Sam? And then we have Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump Rules. I don't know nothing about Tom. I know that Tom cheated on Ariana and it turned into a whole mess. But Tom is very much given. He's on an upper throughout the duration of these 3 episodes. So this is the cast. I will have pictures throughout my recaps, but keep this handy. Okay, keep this in the tuck because I don't have anybody's name on the screen. All right, let's get started, y'all. So episode 1, I had to use Danielle as the thumbnail. Now, Danielle, I was cool with Danielle. I enjoyed Danielle. Initially, you know, I'm always going to root for everybody black. That's what we do over here. But Danielle stressed me out by the time we got to episode 3. But let's get started, y'all. So, The Traitors US Season 3, Episode 1, Let Battle Commence. So, we see everybody arriving. You know, they're all in these different, I think those are G-Wagons, but they're all in these different vehicles. And as they're getting to, let me get in the middle for y'all. So as they're arriving, they don't know who's in the other Jeep. So we always get them talking about, oh, I hope so-and-so is not here. And it's like, you know, your nemesis is going to be here. You know, your rival is going to be here. But as they arrive and they're all out, we see them all dressed in their Sunday best. They're all dressed at the bottom. We see this like army of like gold mask people. So then we see Alan Cummings, who is the host. He comes riding in, you know, Alan be dressed, okay? So he comes riding in, and I would be nervous because why these people look like this? Why they dress like this? It's giving creepy. Now, I watched this Thursday night. I was like, I hope I don't have a nightmare. I was uncomfortable with it. So I put down, it seems like a lot of the Big Brother and Survivor people have beef. They always do. That's how they pick these people, and that's perfectly fine. So Alan dismisses all the gold mask people, but one of them stays. So Alan said, look, I got somebody here that wants to join the game, that is dying to join the game. Y'all can get them in the game, but you got to shake my hand, okay? If you shake my hand and say, I want this person to join, this person's in. However, you then have to kick somebody else out of the game. Somebody's going to get banished before even getting inside the castle. I said, damn. So he unrobes himself, and it is Boston Rob from Survivor. And everybody is like, oh my God, he's scary. Ooh. And I'm like, y'all be acting like he about to come in here and like really take over the game like that. I will say this, one thing that kind of irritated me last season were the number of people that were like, oh, they're Survivor, they're from Big Brother, they're gamers, they're gonna win. Nah. That's not how it works. So Carolyn, oh fidgety ass, she's over there. I want, and I'm like, girl, stop doing the percolator and just go on and shake his hand if you want him in the game. Nobody shakes his hand. So Boston Rob looks sad. He really looks pissed. And so he doesn't get into the game. So Tony is telling people, as they're walking in right away, I want to be a faithful. I want to be a faithful. And Carolyn calls him out, and it's like, bullshit. No. I wrote down she's scary to me, and I stand on that, okay? So it is now time to get to the round table. Let's go ahead and pick some traitors. So as you guys know, they sit around the round table, and Alan is going to go through, and he is going to put his hand on the shoulder of the traitor. Now, the thing is, you are not supposed to make a sound. You're supposed to keep a poker face. You're not supposed to do any of that. So the three people that are selected as traitors are Danielle, Carolyn, and Bob the drag queen. I said, oh my God, what a mix. But okay. Cool. So they take their blindfolds off because they're blindfolded when this happened. And Sandoval is like, I don't know, like he's looking all creepy and stuff. And I said, oh girl, what is going on? Why would you be looking at these people like this? Why? So he's telling everybody that Chriselle is a traitor because she kind of hunched as Alan walked by. Now, myself, the way that I would have been like, if he tapped me, they'd have been like, you know what, Tammy, go on and get out. Go on and get out. You ain't even doing what you was like you was supposed to. So Chriselle is looking at him like, wait, what? So Tony then points out that Chriselle looked at him right away and said, hey, we are going to need your help to get the faithfuls out, which she did. I don't know why Chriselle did that, but that is what Chriselle did. Now, Chriselle don't know if Tony is a traitor or not, but you turn to, I thought that was weird. So Chriselle feels that Tom is pointing fingers at her because she is friends with Ariana, and we all know that he cheated on his wife and all that other type of stuff. So people the public hated that man, right? So now that we know who the traitors are, it is time for the first challenge. So they pull up to a lake, and what they're going to do is they're all going to get into this top picture, this little apparatus here. They're going to all get in there, and they have to row. So they're going to row around this lake. There are going to be platoons that are floating. At each platoon, there's going to be either money or fuel. The fuel we need so that once we get once we get all the fuel buckets, we can come back and light this ring of fire that's down at the bottom. I don't know how to point. There we go. That's down at the bottom. We can light that on fire, and that's how we win the game. The money is our money that is going to be banked. So they're like, bet. Okay, so he then says, Alan says that everybody that is in the middle of the ring standing on the shield, when the ring is lit on fire, you guys will earn a shield and you guys are safe from being murdered tonight. Okay, so they get to the first platoon after like these people not having any unison, and then Bob was like, we gotta heave. When I say heave, you say ho. Heave. I was like, okay, DJ rap star, like, sir, girl, like, let's get this going. So they get to the first pontoon and they read the sign, and it tells them that, look, y'all can take the money, but you have to sacrifice 2 people. Those 2 people are not safe from elimination. Nobody volunteers at all. Everybody is like, oh, what? So Robin is like, fine, F it, I'll do it. So Robin gets off, and then Ian gets off like some housewife solidarity. So the second pontoon, they get there and they realize in order to get, I think it was either fuel or money, in order to get what they need, they got to sacrifice 2 more people. So now we have Dorinda and Dolores volunteering. So now all of the housewives are off, and I'm like, ladies, what are we doing? So they get off, Dorinda and Dolores, not realizing that, hey, dum-dums, y'all aren't safe now. I don't know what was going on. So the third pontoon is 2 more people. So Bob the drag queen is like, look, we cannot keep sacrificing the ladies. It's not fair. It looks away. It's sexist. It's misogynistic. However you want to put it, we not going to do it. And everybody is looking like, so Bob is like, get your asses off the boat, get off the boat. Nobody gets off, so Bob is like, F it, I'll get off. And then Danielle is like, fine, I'll get off too. And she starts the waterworks. Now, Bob and Danielle are traitors, so it don't matter if they get off. It doesn't matter if they get off, but they get off and people play into it. We get to the fourth pontoon, and now it's an argument because they want more of the women to get off, and the women that are left are standing their ground. It's who? Brittany, Carolyn, Chriselle, Sierra, and Nikki. And they were all like, nah, we not getting off. Ain't no more women getting off. F that. So Bob Harper and Sam volunteer, and they get off, and they're upset because Bob Harper called out, I think, Tony to get off, and Tony was like, nah, I ain't getting off for nothing. So now they're realizing that, you know, we get to this next pontoon to get the last $20,000 that we're going to have to sacrifice 2 more people. And they like, look, before we get over there and run out of time, is anybody going to get off? And everybody is like, nah, I'm on here, I'm good. So they decide to skip the money at the last chest, and then they go back to light the to light the ring of fire on to light it up. And everybody is looking like they didn't go get the rest of the money. Why am I sacrificing myself to not go get the rest of the money? And I was like, that was shitty. I'm sorry, but that was wrong. That would have pissed me off. That would have really got on my nerves too. That was crazy. So the people that are now safe, they get in the SUVs, and they go back to the castle, and they leave everybody else sitting out on the pontoon, floating. And it's cold out there. I think they're in Scotland when they filmed this. So they get back to the house, and they're like, dang, they ain't even save us no food for real. We're looking at some of the platters of food, and a lot of it is missing. I was like, dang, they killed that chicken. So now everybody is hot, right? Bob the drag queen said, y'all, we gonna get right to the shits. That's like, how much time was left? Now the screen said that it was 35 minutes left. They lie and say that there were only 20 minutes left. So Danielle is pissed, and she was like, y'all left money on the table. So she starts really yucking it up, playing it up, talking about I might get, murdered tonight, and y'all are out here playing around. Then y'all ate all the food. So she goes and she sits in the dining room by herself. And Tom comes up to her and is like, yo, I'm so sorry. I'll find a way to make it up to you. And I think a lot of them started to feel bad, but it's like, how bad do y'all really feel though? Like, let's be real about it. How bad do y'all really feel? Because I don't think they really felt that bad at all, to be perfectly honest. So Dorinda was in there going in, y'all, talking about y'all gonna have to deal with this. Y'all got me effed up. I said, get into it, Dorinda. Yes, get into it. I said, okay. Scared me. So everyone is like, dude, we sorry, Dorinda. Damn, my bad. We're sorry. We didn't know. We're sorry. And then the royal Ivor is like, she acting like a traitor. And I said, here we go. Let's have some fun, right? So that night we see the traitors all meet up for the first time. So we get the music, and it's like the creepy music as they're walking in. They do the traitor oath about blah, 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 whatever. So they do the traitor oath, and Danielle and Bob, the drag queen, are up there first. And they are so geeked to see each other. And I love being black. I promise y'all. The way that black people, we would say, my nigga, they were geeked. They was running around geeked. I was like, yeah. Okay. I was so excited to see their joy. So then Carolyn comes in, and I was like, because I was like, but they were okay with it. They seemed cool with it. She's from Survivor. She got a little bit of instinct. I don't know if she won or not, but okay. So we then find out, while these three are, conversing about being traitors, back in the woods, we see Alan, and he got Boston Rob again. So Boston Rob finds out that he is going to be able to enter into the game, and he is going to be a traitor. He then tells him, not only are you coming in, but I got some more people coming in as well. And he pans up to these two, he puts Rob into this cage, and they hoist him up. And when he gets up, there's two other cages up there, and these people unmask themselves, and it's Derek from Big Brother and Wes from The Challenge. Episode 1. Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed episode 1. It was so good, y'all. So let's go ahead and talk episode 2. Episode 2, I had to give this thumbnail to Robin, okay? Robin is doing her big one. Now, we all know we shit on Robin for, they call Robin Giselle's minion and all that other type of stuff. Robin is showing, don't play with me. Robin said, I'm Big Rob, not the little one. Big Rob, not the little one. So let's talk season 3, episode 2, Revenge is a Dish Best Served Cold. All right. So here is where we see the 3 cages up at the top, and we find out that it's Derek from Big Brother and Wes from The Challenge. And they're all talking about this is going to be fun. We about to do it. Oh my God. Girl, I promise y'all, these Big Brother and Survivor people, they always got too much dip on their chip. Like, relax. Y'all are not the smartest people in the room. This is a different type of game. Old boy saw that last season when Phaedra ate his ass up. This is a different type of game. So we see Danielle and Carolyn back in the turret. They getting into it about the strategy. So Carolyn is all over the place. She's too much for me. She would make my nerves bad because she's doing too much. They immediately decided they want to break up the housewives. Look. They did this last season, and I feel like it's a cheap out. Why wouldn't you want to get rid of one of the more strategic players that would catch on to y'all? If I'm in this turret, I'm looking at Jeremy and I'm looking at Tony. There's no way I'm going to get rid of a housewife. That's silly. That makes absolutely no sense because they're not a threat immediately. So Danielle wants to get rid of Dorinda, and Carolyn thinks they should get rid of Robin. Now, if you're going to get rid of any of the housewives, yes, you get rid of Robin because Robin clearly is clocking the game. But whatever. So the next morning, they all come into breakfast, and Tony is asking who they think is a traitor. And it's like, whoa, relax. So Carolyn is doing so much talking. Well, I think it could be him, but then it could be him, but maybe like Carolyn's doing too much. So we find out that it was Dorinda. I thought they got rid of Robin. I was going to say, damn, Robin, they going to eat you up on Twitter. But they got rid of Dorinda. And I said it seems like they were setting Robin up to appear as a traitor. So Bob the drag queen is crying. Danielle is crying. And I'm like, y'all are doing too much. Y'all are doing too much. So Dolores and Robin are talking at the end of the table. And Dolores is like, nah, that was my Rollie. Like, she always spoke her mind. And Robin is like, yeah, that's why she's gone now. And I'm like, Robin, you doing too much. You doing too much, sis. This is not that, right? So Robin immature ass was cracking up when Alan threw the picture on the floor. And for the people that watch Potomac, it just reminded me of remember that season when Katie told Ashley, I'm sorry I called you stupid, I meant you're dumb. And Robin was cracking up. I was like, come on, Rob. So then we have Danielle. Danielle decides to go around and start a rumor that a traitor might be Dolores. That doesn't make sense because Dolores and Dorinda are friends. So why would she get rid of her homegirl? Danielle not using this side of her brain. She focusing on this side. I don't know what's going on. So Dylan is like, no. It's not Robin. Dylan was like, no, it's not Dolores, it's Robin, because Robin kept on eating like nothing was happening, because Robin was effing up that food. So we see Robin talking, and Dylan was like, why would they, get rid of a housewife? That makes no sense. Robin was like, nah, it actually is a very smart move. And Robin was like putting herself into the mind of being a traitor. But I'm like, Robin, this is going to come off as you being a traitor. Shut up, Robin. Shut up. Don't do too much. The housewives do talk a little too much, but it's like, come on, Robin. Shh. Okay, so it's time for the next challenge, all right? So they get to the woods and they find out that there are 3 new players. We still see these little bird cage, whatever that they're in. So they are shooketh when they see Boston Rob is there. You know why? Because Boston Rob told y'all asses, okay? to pick him, and y'all didn't want to let him in. So basically with this game is they have to go into the woods. There are these sacks that are like tied in knots on different strings. There's coins inside of there. They have to run back, and inside, in front of everybody's cage, there is like a little slot to put the coin. Once they get enough coins in, they're going to be lowered down. Once they are lowered down, they each have a shield. Rob, Wes, and Derek all have a shield, and they're going to be able to give their shield to any person that they want. And so everybody is like sucking up to Rob, and I'm like, there's 2 other people, y'all. Rob don't have 1,000,000 shields. So they're coming up to Rob and they're like, hi, my name is Gabby, and I love you the most. And I'm like, y'all are so, oh my God. So they're putting all this stuff in, and all I'm hearing is, yes, another one. Yes. Another one, because every time they put money in and they lower people down, that's who they're going to bank money for as a pot, right? So they're able to get all 3 down. They are able to bank $15,000, and now there are 3 shields up for grabs. So back at the house, Tom is like sucking up, and he's like, they go to that big wall with everybody's picture, and Tom is like, look, Okay, look, so Chriselle, and I'm like, what in the upper is going on, Tom? What's good, baby? What are we doing? What did we do before we came? What are we doing in our room at night? Tom is so high strung. Is he like this on Vanderpump Rules? Oh my God. So Tom is telling everybody that, or telling the three new guys that Chriselle and Jeremy are who he is suspecting right now. And they looking at him like, nah, you seem like a liability, my boy, because you're doing too much. So Dolores is telling them that everybody is suspecting that all the housewives are traitors, and it doesn't make sense. It's a horrific strategy that they have. So now everybody is talking, but nobody really has any proof as to why they think somebody is a traitor. Everybody's just walking up to everybody else, just kind of throwing out random names, right? So we get to the first round table, and I lived. Yes. So Bob the drag queen immediately throws Wells' names out as a traitor, said that his behavior has been strange. Robin is like, yeah, because Wells got super uncomfortable when we were talking about Dorinda's murder. And Wells was like, well, Robin, you got defensive because when I brought it up and said that it was a terrible plan, you said that it was a good plan. Robin said it was a good idea. You have to think like the traitors, but that doesn't mean I am one. You got defensive when I said that it was. Like, so they're going back and forth. Tom then said that, well, when I pulled my hood back, when I put my mask off, I thought that Chriselle was acting strange. Chriselle said, absolutely not. Play with somebody else. No. She said, I'm friends with your ex, and I know that you are a liar, and I know that you're just throwing my name around recklessly, and you make me uncomfortable. You giving Chriselle the ick. So then Sierra is like, well, I think it's Ivor. So everybody starts piggybacking off because Ivor and Dorinda did get into it. They did have a back and forth. So yeah, it makes sense, which is why you don't want to have a public argument with anybody. You don't, because then if that person is gone, you're set, like you're framing yourself, right? So Danielle said that they think a housewife is a traitor. And I'm like, girl. So she said that a housewife will take out someone close to them, and then it flips on Robin. She was like, because Robin got out of the boat first. Robin said, that's the type of person that I am. And if I had to do it again 10 more times, I would still get out of the boat first. I'm going to tell y'all this. They like to use this argument that the people that volunteer first are the ones that are traitors because they know that they're safe. That's not good logic, because a traitor is not going to do that and put that much attention on themselves. I would never assume that anybody that volunteers first is a traitor. Why would you put that much attention and heat on yourself? That's careless. So they're going around and voting. Lord have mercy. Robin is up there in them votes, and I'm like, Robin! So it ends up coming down to Robin and Wells having the tiebreaker vote. So it comes down to Carolyn, and I said, come on, girl. And you can feel their heart beating. Like, you can tell Robin's ass is scared, right? So Carolyn flips it around and votes out Wells. So Wells is banished. So now everybody in the room is crying. Why are y'all crying? What are we crying for? So then Wells gives up, and he gives this very impassioned speech about how this is not what should have happened, and I'm a faithful, and you guys are all going back to your room. Go on and pack up and go. Go on and pack up and let's go. We don't need the speech. Say if you're a faithful or a traitor, and we can all, roll with it, right? So they leave the room, and Robin, Ian, and Dylan are talking, and they are suspecting that Bob the drag queen is a traitor. And Robin was like, nah, I don't think it's him. So we see Boston Rob give his shield to Tony. Derek gives his shield to Dylan, and Wes gives his shield to Jeremy. So later that night, the traitors link up once again, and there's a knock at the door. And they was like, oh, is that Alan? Alan Early? We ain't even had a chance to, what? And they see that it is Boston Rob that is now a traitor with them. Episode 2 was crazy. I thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, y'all. So we are at episode 3. So I had to make Bob the drag queen the thumbnail for episode 3 because you did the most, my guy. Bob is so reckless. Oh my God. He is playing such a reckless game. Let's talk about it, y'all. This excuse me, this is season 3, episode 3, Nail in a Coffin. If you guys have made it this far and you have not already, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, thumbs up the video, and then make sure you're leaving your comments down below. All right, so we're at the part where Boston Rob has come in. We find out he is the 4th traitor. He is disgusted with who the... He is so disgusted with his fellow traitors. I holler. So... they all know who has a shield already. They're able to easily figure it out because everybody is talking too much. So Bob is like, look, we need to get rid of Dolores or Ian because then that will leave Robin isolated and that kind of sets Robin up to look like a traitor. And everybody else is like, nope, we can't harp too much on the housewife thing, because if we harp too much in the housewife thing and then we get all 4 of the housewives out and then none of them are traitors, it's gonna look crazy, right? So Rob is like, look, y'all are all over the place. Let's do and he's like, sets out a plan, puts a plan in motion. So we find out that it is between Tom, Ian, and Dolores. And I'm like, because Bob, the drag queen, was like, it's going to be a housewife and I'll have it no other way. I've been like, look here, nigga. The way that Bob be really popping that shit at people, hey, I appreciate it, but it's also on some who you talking to. You don't run nothing up in here, baby. You don't. So they roll with it. So the next morning, Danielle is doing so much talking at breakfast, right? And I agree with Boston Rob when he was like, Danielle is talking too much. She's putting a target on her face because she honestly was. Danielle talks too much and Danielle does a lot of unnecessary crying and carrying on. It's theatrical and it's performative and people are catching on to it. So we find out that Ian was eliminated. I thought she was about to cry. She was like, I'm not a threat to anybody, and she's not. It was a pointless, stupid murder. It was a pointless murder. Like, these are terrible traitors. Y'all not use. I'm telling you, we got 2 sides of her brain for a reason. Okay, use both. You use it together, but whatever. So Robin is like, damn, y'all got a hard on for the housewives. This is crazy. So Alan was like, okay, the real housewife of Dubai. The real housewife of Dubai is crazy. Okay, like I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So we then see Carolyn is talking to the other Carolyn feels that the other traders aren't listening to her because getting rid of Ion, I'm telling you, was a waste. It was a waste of a murder. It honestly was. So Jeremy tells Carolyn, watch Danielle. She been moving funny. She been acting fidgety. She doing too much. I don't trust her. Like, watch her. And I was like, okay, Jeremy, ain't that supposed to be your friend from Survivor? But I guess, one for all. Or no. Every man for themselves. We see Robin talking to Wes. And Wes was like, I'm not in on this housewife shit. Like, I don't think it's y'all. Robin said, good, because I'm not in on this challenge stuff. You know what I mean? So it's cool. So she tells him that she thinks that Tom is the traitor and Tom got rid of Ian. So Wes immediately goes and tells Tom, look, the housewives gonna vote for you, bruh. Want to put it out there, the housewives are gonna vote for you. He said, I won't, but they will. So Tom is like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Why are they voting for me? So Tom feels that his reputation is preceding him and it's a disadvantage to him. So Dylan then tells the group that he thinks that Bob the drag queen and Robin are traitors. Now, Robin is not. Robin is moving like a damn traitor, but Bob, not only is Bob moving like a traitor, but Bob is acting very, very guilty. I don't know what Bob the drag queen is thinking. I truly don't. So we then get to the challenge, all right? Now, I'm not scared of clowns. But I feel like scary clowns are unnecessary. Like, why you look like that, sir? What's going on? Why is the theme gold mask this season? But they arrive at a fun house. And what they're going to do is they all stand in pairs on a star. That is who your partner is. So they're going to go through this fun house, and it's a bunch of doors. So as they go through each hallway, there's 4 or 5 doors to pick from. You pick a door. Either scary clown comes out the bottom, or either the scary clown comes out the bottom and pops your balloon, or you are able to make it through to the next hallway. Whoever gets through, every player, so every balloon is worth, I think they said 20,000 or something like that. So every balloon is worth money. So everybody that finishes is going to bank the money. The first pair to get through is going to get shields, all right? So now they're arguing once again about who was going to go first. So Robin yells, hey, I'm a volunteer again, y'all. I'm a volunteer, y'all. And I'm like, big Robin, not the little one. Y'all, the way that Robin is so over these people, yes. This is how Robin be manhandling people. Robin is aggressive as shit. So Robin is paired with Danielle, and Danielle don't care because she got a shield, and that's what I'm saying. Danielle wasn't like, no, Robin. Danielle stood there on some eyes, so shall it be. I'm telling you, Danielle and Bob are moving so reckless. So Tom gets called out by Bob H and is basically forced to go first. So the way that these clowns are coming out crazy, popping these balloons through the fact that everybody is like, oh shit, because that would have been me. Whoa. Y'all are scary. Y'all are scary. Y'all are scary. So did I skip over something? No. Okay. So we get to it's the fourth couple, right? This is what kills me. Dolores and Bob H fumbled the bag so hard. So they went through there were 4 doors. 3 of them, the first 3 couples before y'all got their balloon popped. How do y'all mess up? I know how, because instead of them saying we're at the door on the first door, the third door from the left, we're at the second door from the right. They're being like, we at a door, it's black and gold, and they got little gold balls on there. I said, what the fuck? If y'all don't say door number 3. So Dolores and Bob H apparently were not paying attention, and they fumbled it, and the shit got popped. So because of that, it basically, you lose a round. Is basically what happens. But at the end of the game, nobody makes it through. They didn't win any money, and there are no shields. Flops all around. Flops, I say. So in the car ride on the way back, we see Jeremy telling everybody that he thinks Danielle is a traitor. And Bob the drag queen was in his confessional like, I'm telling on you. And here's the thing. It's crazy because last season, they weren't able to even pinpoint who any of the traitors were for a while. So the fact that Danielle and Bob are being sussed out already because y'all are playing so absolutely reckless, right? So they get back and they are barely in the house, and Bob makes a beeline to Danielle, and it's like, they sussed you out, sis. The people think They think that you're a traitor. And she was like, wait, why? So Carolyn is walking by and sees them, and she was like, yeah, Danielle, Jeremy think you a traitor too. The way that I would throw Danielle's ass under the bus, I would throw Danielle under the bus to get the heat off of everybody else. If they were smart, if Bob was smart, he would have crossed Danielle, but he better than me because I'd have crossed her ass quickly. We see Chriselle is telling Nikki and the Bachelorette that they think Tony is a traitor, and they was like, he's suspicious, like he weird. So Jeremy runs and tells Bob the drag queen that Dylan is coming after him because he has heard that Dylan thinks that Bob the drag queen is a traitor. So now Bob, reckless ass, runs up on him, rat-tat-tat-tat, and I'm like, Bob, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you overreacting like this? This is crazy. So he runs up on Dylan, and I was with Bob H. The anger is suspect. Calm the fuck down. Woo! Bob the drag queen is too emotional for this game. He is. So we get to the next round table, y'all. Here we go. Dylan starts up, and it's like, I think it's Bob and Robin. I said, oh, Dylan. So Bob was like, you got the wrong one. Like, what are you talking about? Robin was like, because me and Bob are not traitors. No, Robin, you're not a traitor. Bob the drag queen is. So Robin said, you barking up the wrong tree. She was like, it's so funny because Dylan, you ran up to me after the last round table and said that you thought that Bob the drag queen was a traitor and that Ian was there too, and how convenient that she's not here to back up my story, like to have my back. So Robin knows that they're plotting on her, right? Robin should know that they are plotting on her. So Dylan wasn't prepared for that argument. I said, oh, Dylan, oh, baby, this ain't what you used to, because these housewives are going to eat y'all up in arguments every single time is what they do. Y'all may have strategy, but they are going to be able to talk themselves out of it, which is why Phaedra was able to talk her way out of so much stuff last season, which is why Sheree was able to talk her way out of it. But okay, so Gabby is then like, oh, so then I wrote down Bob is doing too much, because Bob is. It's like, relax, Bob. Damn, I'm so sick of Bob the drag queen. Now, I was rooting for you at the beginning, sir, but oh my God. So Gabby is like, I think Tony is the traitor. You know, she was like, because Tony is just throwing out everybody's name arbitrarily, there's no real, there's no real grounds for what he's doing. So Tony and Bob H get into it about how you made me volunteer, you didn't want to volunteer, all that back and forth. Jeremy is like, whoa, Tony is not a traitor. That ain't no traitor. And I have every reason to hate him if he's not a traitor. I don't get that vibe from him. Robin said, look, traitors are people that can really handle the job, and I think that's Tony. If anybody here can handle being a traitor, it's Tony. Lord have mercy, y'all. Tony about to start crying. I said, I know you ain't about to start crying. I know you not about to start crying when you wanted to be a traitor. Bye. No, sir. No, sir, we will not have the tears. So Dylan is like, no, it's not Tony. It's you, Bob the drag queen. And Bob the drag queen was like, you got me fucked up. You're misguided. That would be your drag name. I said, ooh, child, not the drag name. This is a crazy round table, right? So Boston Rob was like, look, Tony, I gave you a shield yesterday and you have gone out of your way to avoid me. I haven't talked to you or nothing. And I was like, oh my God. He was like, it feels kind of sus. I was like, damn. So they go around and vote, and it's almost unanimous for Tony. There were maybe four votes that didn't go to Tony. So Tony is in tears, right? So Tony stands up, and he's like, this isn't fair. This ain't how this was supposed to go. But you know what? I was a faithful, and Rob, Boston Rob, you're a sellout. I said, not a sellout. Oh my God. So right after the round table, and not after, and here's the thing. Let's go back to sellout. How you gonna call somebody a sellout, but you cross somebody to win, and that person is sitting here in your face? Whatever. So right after the round table, Bob the drag queen once again runs up on Dylan. I'm not a traitor. Nigga, yes you are. And you acting like a traitor, and you acting guilty. I will read the fuck out of Bob the drag queen. See, y'all are letting him really think he that bitch. Y'all are. Because Bob the drag queen has even said a couple of times, I'm running circles around this house, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that, and I'm like, you really not as undetectable as you think. I promise you not, but okay. Okay. So the traitors all get a letter that they need to shortlist 3 people tonight. And what that means is they have to go into I think it was the study or something, get out a scroll and write down the names of 3 people that they want to murder tonight, right? Those 3 people are going to lay in a coffin, and then the traitors will murder that person in front of everybody. I said, oh my God. So that's crazy. That is crazy. So everybody is like trying to run around trying to find each other as far as the traitors go. So Danielle, Boston Rob, and Bob the drag queen are able to link up real quick, and they go to that hidden room so they can talk, right? Robin is coming up in there to get her another little sip of wine, and she kind of sees the door close, and she clocks it. And she kind of listens a little bit, but she can't hear anything. So she walks away, right? So while they're in there talking, they want to sacrifice Carolyn and put her in one of the coffins. And I'm like, are y'all gonna kill Carolyn? Because that's silly. I'm telling y'all, the best thing to do would be to sacrifice Danielle. Too many people already think she's a traitor. Like, y'all got, I guess, that it doesn't make sense to me. So Carolyn finally finds them, and she runs in, and they ask her, do you want to go in the coffin? And she was like, hell no. And they got the nerve to be like, why? Why don't you? Why don't you? Oh, my stomach, excuse me. I cannot believe that Bob is like so taken aback that she don't want to sacrifice herself. Nigga, sacrifice yourself. So she doesn't want to. They're trying to bully her, and then we don't hear the names that they decide, but we see Danielle and Carolyn coming out of the secret room, and Gabby catches them and she clocks them, and that's how the episode goes off. This was such a good episode. I keep saying episode, but it was a set of episodes. This was such a good set of episodes. If you guys have made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, thumbs up the video, leave all your comments down below, leave your strategy, who's your favorite so far, who's not your favorite, who do you think is messing up, leave all that down below and we can talk about it, and I will catch you guys next Thursday. Peace.